Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the PAPAJO show where PAPAJO knows. I am your host, PAPAJO. Thank you all for being here. And I hope you all had a marvelous, wonderful weekend. I was able to actually get some much needed rest, which was fantastic. And we were able to just chill out, which was fantastically amazing. Very needed for us for sure. And I hope you guys have had a great day so far. It's been an interesting one for me, to say the least. A lot of things going on at work, a lot of things going on at home, all that fun stuff. But it is never a dull moment here at Papa Joe's house. Let's be honest with that. We always have a great fun time. So wanted to come on here and say hey to everyone. What's going on? Have our show today. We're going to talk about multiple different things, but one of the main things I'm going to focus on is, will Bitcoin become the world reserve currency, or one of them? It could be more than one. I don't know. We'll see. But there are a lot of discussions around those types of things going on right now, and I'm curious myself. So we're going to take a look at some things around that and see what happens. But off the bat here today, we are going to go look at a few different things. But first things first, do me a favor. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and grab that little bell and tick on it. That way you know whenever I go live or post something. If you are one of my regulars, thank you for being here. It does mean a lot to me. I do a show in the afternoon at 4:30. That is my Patreon show. It's scrolling on the bottom of the screen here somewhere. Well, that's Crypto Confidential. If you want to help the channel out, grab that link, Crypto Confidential. It is a community / newsletter that goes out once a month. The community is where you have access to different people who are doing that newsletter. I haven't guest written for them yet, but I have a few things I'm kind of percolating on. Maybe I might throw out there for one of the releases for that. But either way, if you're interested in it, it's worth the investment. The information that is derived from that is it's pretty hard to find otherwise. That's why it's there. So but yeah, the Patreon, that's where I get to talk about things and have an unfiltered moment where I have a platform, or try to set up a platform so that I cannot have to be worried about being censored. Those videos, if they get taken down, guess what? I just put it back. For this channel, that's a little harder to do, because if this channel gets deleted, I can't just go put this back. It's a little bit harder to rework this type of plumbing. So that's why the Patreon's there. Those of you who are part of it, it means the world to me. It really does. Genuinely thank you for that. So anyways, and with that, let's go over here and see who we got. By the way, if you're watching live on YouTube, if you're on the other platforms, that's cool. But if you're watching live on YouTube, pop into the live chat and say, hey. If you're watching on other platforms, I think you have to comment on the video for it to show up in my feed here. So, but anyways, let's take a look at who we got here today in the chat. We got Daddy-O. What's going on, brother? How are you doing? Appreciate you being here. Lithia, today is 30th wedding anniversary. Well, congratulations. 30 years is a big deal. That is amazing. That is absolutely wonderful to see. More and more people doing that kind of stuff. I really do love that. Blessings to you and your husband. Fantastic. All right, we got Eva. Woo, everyone's excited for you, Lithia. Fantastic. Amazing. It's a big milestone. Who else we got here? We got Steve. What's going on? How you doing? Appreciate you being here. Who else is here? We've got not imaginative. If my mouse would work. Good grief. Like click over here, click over there. How you doing? Good morning. Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Mania, what's going on, Manny? Good morning. How you doing? Appreciate you being here, man. Who else we got here? All right, cool. Let's see. Fantastic. All right. Lithia, that is amazing. I am very, very glad that you guys have been in it for that long, and don't stop. Don't stop. It is absolutely amazing. All right. So, Chauvet, who thinks that we're going to end up seeing Bitcoin being a world reserve currency? Well, there is some interesting things taking place. I actually really genuinely think that it probably could happen. But first things first, let's go take a look at the markets today. I can't get this. Well, maybe I can zoom out. Nope, wrong side. What am I on over here? I pushed the wrong button. I think y'all could see that. I think maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what it looks like on y'all's end, but it looks a little better for here. So we got Bitcoin. It's up. It's really up. Over the weekend, we had a nice run, which is fantastic. I think what is it over here? Yeah, from 42 to 47. I could see it hitting $50,000 in the not too far future. There's a lot of buying going on within Bitcoin. A lot of buying, and a lot of it has to do with, well, there's a lot of things going on in the world as we've known about. I talked about it last week, where the Russian energy czar, whatever he is, said that if people wanted to buy their resources with oil with Bitcoin, they'd probably accept it. There's that going on. There's other stuff going on in the face of all of these different economic related things that Flashbang seems to keep trying to do. It has been an amazing week for the altcoins. Still waiting on Divi to have its fun, but it will. Divi is laying a foundation that is something that these other projects really aren't doing. And it's actually kind of nice to see that they're doing that. And I really like that they're doing that. So, but let's take a look. Oh, we got the Dow down. Dow's down. You know why the Dow's down? Dow's down because good old Flashbang decided to release his budget for the fiscal year, and it wasn't so great. I haven't read it yet, but from the rumors that I'm seeing so far, it hasn't been that great. So, needless to say, it's going to get nasty. I've been saying it. Going to continue to get there. Oh, just wait. There's the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. Well, we got gold. Looks like it's down too. Of course, they want to slam gold down. And silver. Silver's down too. They want to slam silver down. What's Divi at? Divi is having an interesting time. Good grief. It just spikes and then drops. Spikes and drops. Anyways, got EOS. If you guys still pay attention to EOS, EOS had a nice spike too. Let's see other cryptos in here. Matic is taking a run. By the way, Matic, you guys know about Matic? Matic is really going to have some fun. Matic is really going to have some fun. Y'all just hold on to Matic. Not financial advice, but take a look at it. So let's take a look at this. Just as Hal Finney predicted, Bitcoin is being purchased to act as a reserve currency. Hal Finney received the first ever Bitcoin transaction. Okay. Hal passed from ALS in 2014. Wish he was still alive. That'd be really cool to see what he had to say about today. But his legacy lives on because he was a genius, at least by my account, I guess the writer, or a time traveler, or clairvoyant. I don't know what that word actually means. It's been a while since I've seen that word. I don't remember. Anyways, I mean, he tweeted this in 2009. I'm thinking about how to reduce CO2 emissions from a widespread Bitcoin implementation. Later in 2010, Finney wrote, in a message on the famed Bitcoin Talk forum, I used to be part of that back in the day. I haven't been there in a long time. Is it even? Let's see if it is even up anymore. Oh no, this is the wiki. There's a forum. That's just the wiki. Yeah, back in the day. Anyways, they discussed the ultimate fate of Bitcoin. Reduce high power money. To be the high powered money that serves as a reserve currency for banks that issue their own digital cash. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Sounds like we're getting there. Now we're seeing another Finney pre-motioned potential coming true. On March 14th, Do Kwon, the founder of Terraform Labs, announced UST was going to be backed by $10 billion reserved for Bitcoin. A reserve of Bitcoin. Terraform, you guys familiar with Terraform Labs, created the Terra protocol that issues a stablecoin Terra USD or UST, and Luna, which is another crypto, the latter of which algorithmically backs the former. While Terraform Labs is not exactly a bank, it is issuing its own digital cash to make paying for things easier. Is about to be backed by Bitcoin. This is a big deal for everyone who is with a vested interest in the Bitcoin system. Even if you vehemently reject altcoins, non-Bitcoin cryptos, there is another less flattering term for these. And those of you who know, it's shitcoins. That's what the major people, if you will, of the maxis, as they're called, they like to call it so affectionately shitcoin. By the way, speaking of that conference, I will be not only attending, but also speaking there. So it's going to be a lot of fun to actually be part of that event, because that's the type of event where you get to go meet the people who are building the future of tomorrow, the blockchains that will be used in general for every business, we'll call it, every type of transaction, every type of economic running, that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun whenever we see these types of things. I really wanted to be part of this because, well, I own a company doing blockchain consulting. I have different projects I'm working on. I've approached multiple times a week now of different projects saying, "Hey, what do you think about this? Will this work? Will you advise on this project? Do you advise?" I have to turn some down, actually, and there's others I have to really investigate, make sure it's a viable, worth my time kind of thing. So, just because realistically, those of you who don't know, maybe you're new to the channel, I've been in cryptocurrency since late 2011. I was one of the earlier miners. I was on it. I wanted to learn the technology. I'm a technologist. I've been in IT technology for more than 20 years, right? So I've done a lot of different things in that realm, but the most fascinating thing to me is blockchain technology. That's why I was mining it. I wanted to learn how this stuff worked. And as when you learn stuff, you make a lot of mistakes. So, needless to say, I made a lot of mistakes. So, will Bitcoin become a world reserve? Well, it turns out it looks like it's starting to. These other cryptos are starting to use it to back themselves from a reserve standpoint. Now, what's really, really cool is there are other folks in this space, and I'm guess I could put myself in that camp, maybe a little bit, maybe a foot in there. I think that maybe potentially probably that the globe will end up using maybe some sort of stable coin. God forbid it's a stupid CBDC, but if it happens to be a CBDC, it'll end up being backed by Bitcoin. Just wait, it's going to be very, very crazy. It's going to be very, very crazy. Hey, Big Davy Daddy, what's up, brother? I'm gonna pull this up here. I bet this is exactly why the pump is happening. Wallet number 14 picked up 50,000 Bitcoin yesterday at 1:30. So, what's that website again? Is it Whale? I don't know. You guys help me out. I had it up on my other computer over there. I don't remember. Whatever. I'll pull up all the wallets. What Davy Daddy is referring to is wallet number 14. There is a list of wallets that have the most Bitcoin in them. And he's talking about number 14 being that way. Thanks for being that. Yeah, you'll be here. Divvy Daddy will be at Shitcoin, by the way, everyone. So will Litecoin Leader. So will Rice TVX. So will Bitcoin Ben. There's a lot of us going to be there. We're going to have a lot of fun. Let's see. You got Bitcoin Ben. If you don't know who Rafael Laverda is, it's Crypto Vigilante, Rice TVX, Bitcoin Leader. A lot of really amazing people are going to be here speaking. You got some of the people for the ape stuff. Really, really cool people going to be here. Very, very fun conversation. So yeah, we'll be in town for that. It'll be a lot of fun time. So, yeah, Bitcoin bull, it is a lot. So that's 2.3 trillion bought up. Yeah, 2.3 trillion got bought up yesterday. Very, very crazy. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. They're buying billions a day. Let's put it that way. So yeah, I actually think Bitcoin could become a world reserve currency. I genuinely do. I really do. I think that we will end up seeing that happen across the globe. Like I said, God forbid it's doing anything with CBDCs, because with CBDCs, they'll just be able to print and print and print and print and print and print. Yeah, I think it's like 10 something billion. Divvy Daddy. Thanks for popping that up there. So, okay. Actually, I think this is where they talk about it right here, actually. Yeah, it's billions. It's gonna get crazy when we see trillions and trillions of dollars come into Bitcoin. So, what happens with the stock to flow model? Those of you who know the stock to flow model, that's plan B. Actually, let me see if I can pull up his account here. This is an old prediction that he had from the stock to flow model, right? So we see 100,000 by the end of 2022, which we didn't. We were getting close there, though, but it's going to be very, very close, very, very crazy. I haven't looked at his stuff in a little while, so let's go look at it together. Oh, this article specifically talks about stock to flow model. Very cool stuff. He actually retweeted it. Pretty cool. So they've kind of come together and made a less bullish outlook for that. So y'all can't see that, can you? Some people think that because Bitcoin crashed on green in 2014 and 2018, Bitcoin will crash again on green in 2020. But this could be a coincidence. Bitcoin also pumped on green in 2011. Color just indicates months until next halving. Stock to flow says nothing about when Bitcoin pumps or crashes. It's true, it doesn't. So he's not been very far off. He's very, very close to it. I mean, if you want to talk about accuracy, he's been pretty right for a lot of the different things he's put in there. Oh, this is interesting. Exxon is mining Bitcoin in North Dakota as part of a plan to slash emissions. Yeah, Bitcoin mining, absorbing energy. Fun stuff, I tell you. So, anyways, we are in for a fun ride. So, let's see. One of the most fascinating aspects of Bitcoin is this historical meteoric, whatever, price rise. Is Bitcoin going to continue its historical path as growth going slow or even halt? No, it's not, because it's mathematically programmed to decrease the amount it produces. And those of us who hold on to Bitcoin are causing a double squeeze, if you will. I talked about it a week or two ago. I don't know if it's a Patreon or here, but exchanges are below thresholds that they are comfortable with as holding Bitcoin to be able to fulfill orders of coins being pulled off of their exchanges. Now, just something to think about. We really need to be aware of. Get your coins off the exchanges. Not giving you financial advice, but that's just being smart. Okay? Hold them yourself, because what's going to happen is that someone somewhere, some of these big boys are going to come in, they're going to go to these exchanges and even the over the counters, and there's going to be nothing for them to buy, so they're going to put buy orders in and hope that you'll take the bait, because the exchanges won't have a way to fulfill those orders. They just won't. When someone wants to come in and buy like 50,000 coins, and you have 650,000 coins available for purchase, what is that going to do when you have, I don't know, 50 people do that? You wouldn't even get that far. Yeah. It's going to be very, 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 very interesting. Yeah, David, that is a perfect way to put that. In other words, the exchanges are afraid they will be caught in the lie that they have liquidity. They don't have liquidity. You can look at the wallets they have behind them. They have cold storage or offline storage of crypto, of Bitcoin, but they don't have as much as they think they do. They're banking on the fact that the fractional reserve banking aspects in crypto will work and continue to do so. It doesn't work that way. We understand how that works. Go reading the Creature from Jekyll Island alone will explain what fractional reserve banking is. Go look it up. Mike Maloney talks about it on his stuff. Go over here to my company's website, Aster Blockchain Consulting. Go over to the resources tab, which y'all can't see that. Resources tab. Go down to the bottom, and I say it's required education, The Hidden Secrets of Money by Mike Maloney. I talk about this often on the show. Go watch it. By the way, check out my website. If you guys want to have any one-on-one consultations, need help with anything, just want to chat, schedule some time with me. Book online, all this stuff's information's on the website there as well. Also, if you want to know what's going on with the Papa Joe Show, go to thepapajoshow.com, and you got most recent videos, you got upcoming events, things like that. So anyways, like these one. So the stock flow model put forward by Plan B suggests that Bitcoin's future price can be forecast quite precisely, and for the most part, it has been priced quite precisely. You can't always get it right. He did make a mistake with it going to 100,000 by the end of 2021. It didn't, obviously. I actually kind of wonder if someone saw this and was trying very hard to slam it down to prove him wrong. However, if it's left alone to do its thing, it should accordingly follow this model. Not that it's accurate, but it has been historically fairly accurate. Anyways, the stock flow model has attracted a lot of attention, and Plan B has amassed an impressive number of followers, 1.7 million at the time of this writing. That's a lot of people following along just because he has a model that the reason it worked is because he was smart and he set it up and he looked at historical trends and data and the predictions that he put out. Let's see if I can actually get it correctly. I can remember. This is not the one I wanted to see. Let's see here. Hang on. I want to show you guys. I know I've shown you two, but in case anyone here is new, I'll find it. Stand by. Stand by. Let's see. This guy posts a lot of really good stuff. All right, where is it at? Hey, Plan B, if you ever want to talk on my show, come on my show, explain some stuff. I'd love to chat with you. Especially since I'm throwing this out there, literally going through here. Man, it must have been forever ago. Whatever. He said it was going to hit specific points, and it did. And it did. And it continued to do it, and it continued to do it, and then it all of a sudden didn't. And that's fine. But the fact that the model was right, I guess 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, 80% accuracy is pretty accurate in my book when it comes to this kind of stuff. People can't be that accurate. That's why he has a lot of stuff in there. Now, he's gotten a lot of heat on it because he was wrong one time. Everyone loves you until you're wrong one time. That's why I always say on my show, if I'm wrong about something, please tell me. Say it in the chat. Some of you know how to get a hold of me other ways. If you're part of the Patreon, there is a Telegram channel for that, and you can message in Patreon. If I'm wrong, please tell me. I want to learn. I don't want to be wrong, right? I would rather come out and say, hey, I was wrong about something and correct myself than to be wrong and mislead anybody. So please. Plan B, from what I understand, is kind of the same way. A lot of people give him a hard time about it. The guy who wrote this article, as you saw a minute ago, they did a show together. Go to Plan B's website, check it, or his Twitter, check it out. So there's a lot of information. We're getting into this space as long as the thing is this really does continue to go forward, right? This is the stock to flow model according to, let's see. Okay, here we go. The stock to flow model states the price of Bitcoin is driven by its scarcity. Yep. Basically, basic economics. As the halvings ensure that Bitcoin becomes even more scarce, the price should continuously increase. Correct. The relation between scarcity and price, mathematically defined using two uh, empirical estimated parameters. I'm not a mathematician, so forgive me. The roughly forecasts or forecast a tenfold increase in price every 4 years. This gives us a price of $100,000 per Bitcoin. This halving epic, and $1 million for the next, and so on. So 2 halvings from now, we'll have $10 million Bitcoin. Divvy Daddy? Exactly. All about the hash rate and halving. It's all it is. It's computational mathematics and compute. That's it. It only makes sense because it's simple economics. It is a programmed, hard coded feature of Bitcoin. People don't realize that. That's one of the reasons why I think it's going to be a world reserve currency. I don't think that Finney was wrong. I think Hal was right. I think he was right. All of this is being discussed at the same time that we have major problems with consumer sentiment because it's declining around inflation. Okay, we talk about inflation often on the show. The reason we talk about it is, guys and gals, it is absolutely intense at how much our inflation has gone up. The end of March, reading 59.4% is down by 5%. This is the consumer price. This is nuts. Okay. We're in trouble when it comes to inflation. It is not going to get any better. You got the housing market, right? Is staring in the face of a perfect storm. All right. National Association Home Builders CEO Jerry Howard warns consumers Friday that housing market is currently, stupid thing. Let's see here. Friday housing market is currently starting to face the perfect storm and argued that it is a bad sign for American economy. Our own Wells Fargo housing market index declined 3 points this month because builders are saying things are going to dry up. You've got a combination of cost, regulatory compliance, and now at the end of the pipeline, interest rates are going up. The housing expert made these comments after pending home sales declined a fourth consecutive month in February. Howard said he's very worried that the market could really slow down, which would bring the prices down. Now, he asked whether consumers walked away if they're pre-approved for a mortgage and the price happens to increase significantly. Interesting. He says that consumers have walked away even before signing their housing contracts, and this has been the issue nationwide. What builders are doing to avoid that is they're putting escalator clauses in their contracts, he explained. Consumers come in and say, "You want to build a house? You want to build a house? I'll tell you how much I think it's going to cost, but I'll also say I can't be held to that. You're going to be liable if it goes up." This is why people are just walking away. New builds aren't happening. Resales are going to stop because people can't get loans because the interest rates have gone up. Look at this. This gets updated about once a week. I don't know what this is. Last week it was 4.16. This week it's 4.42, and that's the best you can get. This is the 30-year fixed mortgage rate. Oh, what do we got going on here? According to Hebrew calendar, today is Christmas Day. Daddy-o. Interesting. I have to go look at that. I haven't looked at the Hebrew calendar in a while. Manny suggests more today. No one actually really knows. We celebrate it in December in the Gregorian calendar. It's interesting, though, that most different countries, like China uses a lunar calendar, Russia uses an entirely different calendar, Hebrews use a different calendar. There's multiple calendars around the country. Eva, what is this Donald J. Trump referred to as well as very happy for Christmas? I don't know. squirrel. All right, maybe there's some things I can go. Maybe if I have time, I'll go dig into for my show later. All right, cool. So yeah, mortgage is up. Mortgage is up. I don't want to talk about that one. Guys and gals, we're in for a wild ride. Crypto is going to, I think, become the world reserve currency, and it's on the path to doing so already. And you've got all the turmoil in the markets. People are going to start looking for a way to get out. And I've said it many times in the show. Crypto is the exit strategy. Quit trying to figure out how to get out of crypto into dollars. Crypto is the exit strategy. This is what you do. Crypto is the exit strategy. Davy Daddy, have you seen the watermark balance? I have actually seen some of the features that are on those ballots. I have actually also seen that the original scans of the original real ballots went into a blockchain. Those are some things that we should talk about on the Patreon, though. And that's probably something I was going to focus on. When I found that yesterday, I posted it out, blasted it out everywhere, as everyone else did. That came off of a bunch of text messages from the wife of a sitting United States Supreme Court justice. So those are some things we should probably talk about on Patreon. So if you're not part of the Patreon, it's the end of the month, beginning of the month's around the corner. It charges, I think, beginning of the month. So if you want to jump in, it's $5 a month. As I say always, I hate that there's a freaking paywall because our First Amendment is under attack. I would talk about that kind of stuff right now. It would be amazing to get into that. But unfortunately, in order to do that and be able to maintain the maintain the ability to talk about it, we'll put it that way, go jump on the Patreon. Those of you who are, it means a lot to me. Genuinely do. Thank you all for being there. Let's have some fun. And we'll tackle about it this afternoon. We'll see what goes on. Anyways, you all have a wonderful and blessed day. I will see you this afternoon at 4:30, so long as nothing crazy happens. Be blessed.